Okay.
Okay, and we're live, and it's me, Thomas, and Brian, and Mike, um, and we're gonna have our weekly developer meeting, dev team meeting, and talk about Website One stuff. Website One being the main site, the site behind agileVentures.org, and this is our project that where we spend most of our times right now in terms of development. There are other projects in Agile Ventures, but this one is kind of baby of ours now, isn't it, Brian? It's our passion project.
Yeah, I've been with this for a long time, so.
Yeah. Okay, so generally what we do here is we take a look in the pivotal tracker. We talk about some stories. Perhaps we vote on some stuff. We can have a look at outstanding PRs if there are any, and we generally just speak about things that are of interest on the agenda right now. So it's a little bit of a I mean we don't have we don't have a same agenda every week. We just take it as it comes, basically. And this week, what I would like us to do is to have a look at a few pivotal tracker stories and perhaps take some votes. We generally want to have more than 3 people for voting, but I think we can manage with 3 today. But before we move on, we were just discussing this issue I'm having with this code. I'm in the process of renaming the Hangout model to event instance, and I've run into some weird errors. So just before we started this meeting, I was telling Brian about this. And Brian, my idea was that we are checking for here in events in this partial. We are checking whether the event instance is live, and this used to be called Hangout is live. This method, and I did this find and replace to event instance. Perhaps not the best way to do that, but this method is actually. It seems like this method is also tested in the view spec, and it all passes. So I'm very surprised that this is causing those problems. But perhaps if we have some time over, Brian, we could have a look at the view specs and see if we can figure something out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Then I'm just gonna commit this. What? Okay, so git stash. Well, okay, we can move on now. Anyway, let's go to pivotal tracker.
Right, we seem to have a lot of stories still in progress in current. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to vote on new stories while we have so many in progress.
True. Let's have a look at this.
Because I think if we're taking it as 1 week sprints, we only delivered 2 stories this week, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, delivered as accepted into develop. So I'm not sure if that's representative of our velocity, but we might still have a lot of stories left to go through.
Yeah.
So maybe we should hold off on voting for a while.
Yes. I agree. Let's have a look at this current. I'm seeing this story document updates history. Didn't we push that out to production?
I think we did. Why didn't I accept this? Okay, yeah, that's my fault.
Okay, and it's no problems.
This is actually already in production. Damn it.
And there is update. It's updated with a peer link, so it's okay.
Yeah. And so is the next one. I must have missed this.
Handle nil creator IDs in document projects.
Oh, those are also.
That's also delivered, isn't it? It's the. Isn't that the pull request we merged from?
Yeah.
Raphael,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to hit deliver then.
Cool.
Right. If you find anything else that I forgot to click, please let me know.
Well, this orphan documents and tags. What's up with that? Oh, you just clicked that. Okay, sorry.
It's the same as handle
exactly.
creator.
Yes.
So those two stories are linked actually.
Yeah. Okay, so we have this project landing template on develop using it right now.
Yep, okay. That's on develop.
And capture something like that. We don't have failing tests due to unspecific time zones. Yeah, that's also in the story where that failing tests due to unspecified time zone. This is pushed to production already.
Okay. Yeah, let's see if there's anything else I've missed.
Dashboard raw statistics displayed. We have this. We have a fix for that, and it's pushed up.
Oh yeah, that's currently in develop, if I'm not mistaken.
Really? Let's see. No, it's on because we didn't have any projects listed, and now we have. So it's on production already.
Right.
Good. And static pitch control is refactoring. I don't know what that is. Captures that. Create activity feed. Well, that's the pending pull request. Memory quote exceeded by events. Yes. Yeah, this one is pushed up all the way to production as well.
Which one?
The memory quota exceeded by events.js.
Oh yeah.
I pushed it all the way. It was I commented out. He had an Ajax call continuously making every 10th second he was making a request to the server. That means that when you're 2 or 3 people on the same page all the time, you have like every other second. So we had to turn that off, and that was a quick fix. We pushed it up. GitHub commit count job encounters nil exception. Was that fixed by somebody in any way or something?
No.
Okay.
I wasn't.
He just clicked start and okay.
You're still working on it, I guess.
All right. So I'm working on the rename event and hangout models, and create edit upcoming event instance is worked on by John. And this is a bit of a problem now. I like to talk about this on the record, because I feel that a lot of stuff that John produces is great, but I have hard time understanding whether he stays in scope or not of the story. It seems like a lot of things are always a little more than it should be, and he takes a more complicated path than necessary. Am I sensing this wrong, or? I mean, I've read several documents about this event's epic, and and it all sounds extremely complicated all the time.
I think it's just that event itself is very complicated to deal with.
Okay.
Yeah. So far, I haven't seen. I mean, I've seen mostly refactorings coming in, so.
Yeah.
I
have a we have this, and I've seen this pull because we have this model called hookups model with attached user interface to it that is completely empty. I think it's if you go to agileventures.org/hookups, I think it's that. Yeah. So what is this all about? I mean, this is on production, and I don't understand this.
That's a good point. I'm
Mm.
not sure. We'll have to speak with John about that.
Yeah. Because there's this, we have, so there's a model called hookup, I think, is it? No, perhaps not. But we have a controller, hookups controller, and we have, I mean, there are some tests written for it. You know, we have a feature file and we have specs for it, I think. Yeah. And I'm not quite sure what it does and why it has made all the way to production, basically. So, yeah, we can we can discuss this later, I guess, with him. But do you remember this pull request? How was the discussion about this? I mean, is there a story behind this, or?
If I recall, it's something like it's similar to the Scrum pages, but for all pair programming sessions. The code he had worked on his instance, so I'm surprised it didn't work. I mean, it has nothing on production. We need to look deeper into that one.
Here we go, pivotal tracker stories.
Like a Scrum page, but not limited to Scrums.
Display list of pending events in a table. Active live hookups with live hangouts in a separate table. It's just a pending active. Okay. All right. Oh, there seems to be quite a lot of discussion on this. So no. Okay. All right. We can. The point is, my point is that for this reason, for instance, and also because we created, you know, and there was this long discussion about whether events are scrums only or you know, different type of events, and we created, you know, different, you know, we introduced different language into the domain with events, hookups, scrums, hangouts and stuff. I'm just worried that I'm not sure that we're on the same page, and I'm trying to have a discussion about this every dev meeting, and I can't seem to get any good answers, and that's why I'm a little bit worried that we're not working in the right direction, and that we are going over the MVP, you know, stage. I just want to have something working, and then we can polish this off. I mean, what I have here is, I mean, we have a table with, you know, great interface, you know, with sliding effects and everything. But I'm still not sure whether this is exactly what we want. So, you know, I just want to keep stuff simple, basically, and
Right.
you know. Yes. Well, anyway, hopefully we can get John into a dev meeting soon.
Have you had any luck contacting him at all?
Well, not since yesterday. Only briefly. He comes on and off on Slack, so we'll see about it. We'll see where we end up. I mean, and also, I mean, the last thing I've heard was that that we were not, you know, completely in agreement on what the next step should be. So I don't know. Wanna join in? Oh, here we go. Okay.
Give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
Sure. In the meantime, while he's gone, Mike, do you have any questions about the project? No questions. Okay. We're just listening today. No problems. And Christopher is at work still. Too bad. Too bad. next time. Okie dokie, let's see what else do we've got here. We just click those. Let's see, history of this. Finish before James started this feature. Okay. So, and in the backlog, past scrums display are missing. To display Euro Asia scrum. Okay, this is a bug. We're not displaying the right scrum. So I'm just going to say Marcelo, do you want to take a look at this one? The bug, and he was the man who delivered this story. So link to past scrums is messed up. Yes. The thing is that here on Agile Ventures on the landing page, if we click this pull down open, this link has no problem, you see. But if we go someplace else and we click again, this link is dead. It's moved up like this, and this is a bootstrap error or something, and we need to investigate. I tried to investigate this a little bit, but I didn't had much success. This needs to be taken care of, because if I click here, nothing really happens. I have to click up here. There you go, in order for it to actually go to this page. And there it is. Yes. Okay, so automatically invite new members to Slack. This is something we need to estimate today because we want Sampriti to start working on this. So we're going to write up a user story for it, and the user story as site administrator in order to get new members started quickly. I would like to send automated invite to Slack.
Sorry, I'm back.
Sign up. Yes, I was just writing a user story for this. Automatically invite new members to Slack, and this is a story we need to vote on today because this is critical by the client. So,
okay.
As site administrator, in order to get new members started with Slack on Slack quickly, I would like to send an automated invite to Slack when they sign up. And this is something that Sampriti is going to do. And you want to talk Mike through the voting process, Brian?
Okay. Is this your first time voting on a story, Mike? We still hear nothing, though.
He's more of a writer.
Okay. Basically, we have a look at the story and simply estimate how much work it's gonna take to complete it. So this is so that we can measure, like, or have some estimate of how long it'll take to complete it. The story, let's see. So we're using a 3-point scale. So 1 point is for something relatively easy, can be done within 1 day. 2 points maybe needs 2 or 3 days, say, of a developer's time, and 3 points for something that takes like a week or something to complete. That's my rough estimate, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and the voting is done over chat. So we write 1, 2, or 3 in the chat, and on my count or Brian's count, we press the return button, so we send off the message.
Same time, so it's not biased.
Yeah, so it's not biased. So
go on.
Yeah, and even if this is your first time here today, Mike, it doesn't really matter. You are feel free to vote together with us. We actually encourage that. And just to talk you through this story, are you a member of Agile Ventures on Slack? Okay, so what we want to do here with this story is that when a new member signs up to agileventures.org, we want to send an invite to that user automatically. We want the application to send that invite in order for him to be accepted on Slack and join the conversation there. And we feel it's very crucial for us to be able to do that in order for new members to be able to get into the discussions, and into the flow and perhaps join a project and start coding away. So Slack is very, very important for us. So we have an integration from agileventures.org to Slack already. I think we're posting the Hangout information and stuff like that. And this is basically a mailer thing, I think, isn't it? In this story, Brian.
I'm not sure how to get Slack to automatically send invites. That's the only thing. If it was just a mailer thing, it would be easy. But need to figure out the automating Slack thing.
Yes, but because this must be more complicated than just posting notifications, right? I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, one idea was that we could assign a agileventures.org email address to every user, but that's not a practical solution. That would involve the internet service provider and access to that. And I don't know what system Sam is running that on, so we kind of scrapped that. So this is an invite-only thing. But basically, I'm not even sure. The only thing, is the invite sent by Slack, or is it a mail from the domain agileventures.org?
No, the invite should be sent by Slack.
By Slack, okay. All right. Okay.
That's the thing.
Yes.
I'm not sure how you want to automate it.
Yeah. So that's I guess that's on some preview to do that. He says he knows how to do it.
Okay. All right.
So okay, so let's vote.
Well, do you know what approach is he gonna take? Because I think it's hard to estimate that without knowing.
I say there's so much uncertainty. It's a very uncertain story. So I would normally postpone the vote, but since it's a critical thing, I know how I'm going to vote. I don't want to tell you guys because I don't want to you to be biased by it. But the thing is that we need to vote on this, even though there is so much uncertainty involved, because we need to get this started.
Right.
So, are we ready to vote? With all the question marks still pending.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mike, what I want you to do is just open your. You have your chat available, and just type in 1, 2, or 3 into the chat, and when I say go, you hit return. So go ahead and type, and you too, Brian, and yes, go. All right.
Oh.
A little too prematurely, but no problems. We all voted the same thing, so.
Unanimous.
Yes.
Like it.
So we just assign 3 points to it, and
yep.
I'm just gonna.
So he's happy with taking it.
Yeah. There we go. And yes, another thing that Sam requested, and I think we could potentially vote on it today also, as well, is link to live feed, and that means he feels that a lot of people could be a little bit intimidated to join a Scrum, but if there is a live feed link at the events page, the events show page, they can choose to just watch the feed on YouTube rather than join the Scrum itself. So he wants that feed link published. And I don't feel this is such a big thing to do. We have the information already available. I mean, the YouTube identifier, so we can compose that link to a live feed fairly easy, I think.
Aren't we having problems with the YouTube link, getting all the YouTube links, URLs lately?
No, actually, not that. I mean, we have problems, asking the YouTube for previous recordings and stuff. But
okay, so this one is live link. Okay.
Yeah. So
yep.
He wants it here and in this table. Here you can join or you can watch. And this watch is. I'm not even sure. Perhaps this is already in place. Because. Let's see here. Feature. Oh, this is still very buggy. You see this link on Pavel's OC Race Scrum. It doesn't have a video identifier at all. But mine does. It says P7K PK1 or something, But his is without it. That's really weird. Well, anyway, this is the place where he wants this live feed link published, or this, the events show page. But we're gonna scrap this page probably. We're not gonna use it later on. It seems, but I'm not quite sure.
Right.
But definitely in this table, this is where he wants it. So, yeah. Questions on that?
Nope.
Okay. So, I was recording your face all the time, Brian. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's the same procedure. 1, 2, or 3, and this time hit return when I say go. Type first. No questions from Mike either. Type first and hit return now. Come on, Mikey. Good.
That's cheating, but oh well.
Never mind.
Unanimous again.
Yes. Okay, so puff, and close. Yes, should be on the event show page and not event index. Phone field user steps. Yeah. Okay, this is a quick fix as well. You see here on. I'm just going to show it to you guys. See what you think. Sam mentioned this, so perhaps we could fix it for him. You see here on the user's profile page. Here it says Europe Stockholm, and what he wants is in parentheses say UTC +2. Because this doesn't actually say anything. I mean. Nobody knows what that means. We always talk in UTC, right? So, so that's what he wants. And for instance, on himself, I guess it's UTC +1, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what this story is about. Display add UTC +n, or a -n on profile page.
Okay. Looks relatively simple. Is that what Sam wants to prioritize right now?
Not prioritize. I mean, these stories are by default low priority, but we have some developers that want to get into the loop, get into the action. So perhaps, this can be a good starter story for somebody.
Okay.
We just want them to, in the backlog for people to start working on if somebody has, time to do it. The events thing is the priority, basically.
Right. Okay.
But let's have a quick vote on this one. It's I mean, most of the stuff is already done. This is mostly you just have to parse the time, the output differently, I guess, and just add it. So yeah, again, I was recording you all the time, so I have to get a grip on myself. Anyway, 1, 2, or 3, guys. Hit return.
Put it back to yourself then, Thomas. You still focus
Well,
on me.
right now I can't do it because then you guys see my chat window.
Oh, okay.
So right after the vote, I'm gonna hopefully change to myself. Anyway, 1, 2, or 3. Type in and hit return now.
Oh, damn it! I lost my window. Right, ready.
Sure. Okay. Now Mike thinks it's a 3, and we think it's a 1. The thing, Mike, is that we already, as we said, we already have this functionality in place, and the only thing we need to do, because we know the time zone of the user already, the only thing we have to calculate or display is how many hours ahead or behind UTC this user is. So it's not a biggie. Have I convinced you, so you want to change your vote to something, or should we just? Good. Again, unanimously. What do you know?
Oh, Thomas, you should actually have let him defend himself first before you went.
I know, but the thing is that do you feel like writing an essay, Mike? I know. I should have done that. But let's move this down to backlog here, and yes. Yeah. Okay, let's not overdo this.
Yeah. I think we have a good balance right now.
Yeah.
I noticed there were a lot of 3-point stories. We should try and keep control of that. Try not to get too many 3 points across.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so it's okay to have a few more 1-point stories in there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right.
Should we have a quick look at what do we have that activity feed pull request?
Okay.
It is Tuesday.
Right.
We said that we're gonna push some
we're
code
gonna
out.
push stuff. So I don't think that's gonna make it this time.
All right.
So I'll be pushing the rest to staging today.
Yes.
And if I remember, oh yeah, no, just staging.
Yeah, just staging.
Just the staging, right? I'll do that now. In fact.
Good. Do we have something to push actually?
Yeah, we have a few.
Okay.
So I think we had 2 pull requests in. One, the project landing page. That's nice.
Oh yeah.
And John's refactorings in events.
Yes.
So the important thing is the project landing page. I think is a good improvement.
Absolutely.
Over the current one. So definitely want to get that to production as soon as possible.
Yes.
And we have a lot of stories for Sam to accept again.
Mm-hmm.
Although admittedly some of them is just me failing to click deliver.
And most of this is already on production, right? I mean, it's only those 2 stories that will make it to staging.
Yeah.
I tried to set up a client meeting with him on Thursday.
Okay. Cool.
So we can get this stuff off our chest. Great. What else? It's not
Hmm.
much else to talk about now, is it?
Nope. Well, let me. Maybe we should discuss how often we should be having. How long our sprint should be. Because it looks like only one and two pull requests in the last sprint. Maybe it's too short. But I'll
Mm.
give it another week or two. But I'm considering extending a sprint to 2 weeks.
We used to have 2 weeks, so we should,
Yeah.
but yeah,
We'll
I
see
mean,
how it goes for another week or two, and then
yeah. I mean, we could
but
have those meetings anyway, and
we'll
just
have the meetings anyway.
yeah.
But sprints,
Mm.
the story voting and everything will be every other week.
Mm.
How's that?
Yeah, okay, sure. So we can deliver as much as possible. Absolutely, I'm done with that. Okay, what else?
Mm, nothing that I can think of, unless you have anything else to bring up.
No, no. I think we're moving in the right direction here. So I'm happy with the way, with what we've delivered recently, and also with what stories are in the pipeline to be delivered.
Mhm.
Uh, Again, we are starting the AV102 course later this
Oh,
week.
is it?
Yeah. So
So we're gonna expect a bit more. Cool.
yeah, but the thing is that we wanted to have this event thing done by then. Not perhaps the first week isn't that critical, but after week 2 and week 3, we asked the participants to join our scrums, and that's
Yeah.
what we wanted to have all this in place, so we can use that interface, in this to funnel them into the events and all the workflows that we have.
Right. Now I see why you want the automating Slack thing to
Mm,
work.
mm.
Okay. Hmm. What else should we prioritize then? How about the screencast? Maybe that's too much work. Hmm.
Um, that's it's a little too much. I mean, we should. I know that Christopher is going to ask for the redesign of the landing page.
Yeah,
Let's see. Do we have a story for that? I think we have a story for that. Let's see.
I'm sure you added it somewhere. That could be
Mm,
another one that will be nice to have in the next 1 or 2 weeks.
Outside news. Mm, no, that's not the one. Hmm. This page. I don't know if we have redirected value. That's a scroll users. Well, okay, I'm going to write up a story for that, and we can take a vote on it next time, perhaps.
Okay, sure.
Because I know that the thing is that with this activity feed in place, perhaps later we want to display some. I don't know if we want to display activity feed on it, or if we want to display a list of upcoming events or something. I'm not quite sure what exactly we want to do, but I think we need to rethink the way
Hmm.
we welcome our visitors. Basically, that's one thing.
Yep.
And the other thing is that when you sign in, if I log out right now, and when I sign in or log in, I shouldn't be rerouted to this landing page. I should go to some other place, like a more personalized index page, basically. That's my idea.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay, that's
because
an interesting one.
yeah, but let's just keep this in mind and think about this, and we can discuss it in the next meeting. I mean, there is no stories in the tracker right now about this. I just want to bring this up as an
Okay,
idea base, basically.
right. I'm not sure what kind of stuff do you want to show in that page, but yeah, let's have a think about it. That could be something worth putting in.
I mean, what the landing page, once you log into to uh, to GitHub, this is what you see basically,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you have your own feeds and everything, but we
yeah,
don't have anything like that.
well, we
And
kind of have now, with activity feed, because it's very easy for us to see your own feeds, like your own projects that you follow or something like that.
right,
So that's fairly easy for us to modify, and you can see some of the projects, or whatever. I mean, I don't say that we have to mimic the functionality of or design of GitHub, but that there are stuff that could be personalized even for our users on Agile Ventures. So
okay, I can see that. Hmm.
mostly the things that I mean, we have this functionality where a user follows a project because that's a team you want to be part of, or you're interested in
Uh-huh.
this project or something. So a landing page, a personalized landing page, could in some way involve information about this project, what has happened in it, or whatever.
Right. Okay.
Hmm.
That's a good point. But I would say before we think about that, try and focus on finishing all the stories that are
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
started, because I think we're, um, spreading ourselves too thin over too many stories.
I totally agree. No, I was just brainstorming some ideas. This is
No,
not.
yeah, sure. I mean, that's great. I think that's a good idea to have, but we have lots of other bugs. Hopefully, we
Absolutely.
can fix, like the YouTube thing. We really need to fix that
Yeah,
YouTube thing.
yeah. And
There's no story on it. Oh, there
yes,
should be.
we should be. Good point.
No, there should be. I thought I put one in. Or not.
The thing is that this is now. I mean, the way uh, for up until 3 days ago or something,
Hmm.
we had shitloads of records on this site, on this page. And I went into the production database and I saw that like we had like 290 records in that table,
Uh-huh.
and 295 of them were basically empty. There was no title on them, or if there was a title, there was no Hangout, a YouTube identifier, uh, so I ran a query about if there's no YouTube link or YouTube file attached to this record, I just deleted it,
Hmm.
and so from the what is it the 12th of September,
Right.
we started to store information about Hangouts or pair programming sessions or client meetings or what have you,
Uh-huh.
and they have information about the project attached to it. As you see here, the EuroAsia Scrum doesn't have a project attached to it, but pair programming on local support also has on that object has information about what project uh, it belongs to. This means that if we query that table, we can populate those this tab with videos. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
We,
Yeah.
we, we already have that, so we don't have to ask YouTube anymore. There won't be any historical recordings available, but at least there's something, and we can build up this bank of information.
Okay.
The problem is, again, and I think there is a story, I think Yaro wrote that up in Pivotal Tracker, that we have to validate those links, because if somebody goes to his channel and deletes, a recording, we still have information stored about this recording in our
Yeah, I,
database.
I wouldn't worry about that. That's a very edge case, very
It
much
is
an
an
edge
edge, yeah,
case.
yeah.
And the worst thing that could happen is just a 404. That's all. So it's not going to destroy the entire site. And if something like that happens, we can just manually rectify it.
Okay,
So I wouldn't worry about validating the links
okay,
now.
okay.
Just
I got
put
you.
them all
I
in
got you.
the list.
So, is there a story? Have you found a story for this?
For which one? Oh, adding,
Yeah.
updating the YouTube no to use Hangouts? Nope.
Watch party is not working on
Maybe we should
Hangouts.
add one.
Empty video tab for some projects. That's a bug.
Oh,
But that's
okay.
not a bug anymore. I mean, this is a feature request.
Yeah, that will
Basically.
be a feature. So
Yeah,
maybe we should bring that in the next dev meeting.
absolutely.
Now let's focus on the stuff we already have.
Yeah.
So who started this site screencast anyway? Oh, Christian.
Christian.
If
This is not prioritized, but
yeah,
but
okay.
he started to write a script for it, basically.
Okay.
So and I think it's a good thing to script, write a script and see what we can come up with, and.
Right.
But I mean, this is gonna take time. This is not prioritized, and he's not working on it full time or anything. It's just it is just started right now. So let's keep that.
I'm just asking because it has been started.
Mm.
Cool. Just wanted to check on the status of that. I know John's been working. Create activity feed. Yep, you've got a pull request. How's Marcelo doing? With the captchas?
Well, he asked me today whether there is this, I don't know, happy captcha. What is that? It's sweet captcha. Yeah, and I pointed him to a JavaScript SDK for that. So he's gonna have a look at it.
Cool. All right.
I haven't seen him in a
Okay.
Scrum for
Looks
a long
like
time.
stuff
So
are still. Yeah, he's busy. Yes, he's worked full time now, and times like this for him, it's still working hour, isn't it?
yeah.
So it'll be hard for him to join a Scrum. Well, okay, yeah, okay. I think that's all for me.
What this chore about refactor authentications controller? What's up there?
Where is it? Is it?
In backlog, and there is Sampriti and John is still. I mean, is this work in progress pull request we recently closed?
Yeah, I think John wanted to revisit it, but I guess he didn't have time.
Okay.
So that's probably why it's back in the backlog. So
Okay.
if it's in the backlog, I wouldn't worry about it.
All right.
That's effectively not started. Cool.
Okay. Yeah, and Christopher is gonna start this editor for project description story because it's
Okay.
crucial. Yeah. Oh, yes. Because we want to have that in place before we push this project page redesigned up to production.
Yeah.
Because the way it stands now, you can't actually edit that new. We added a field called pitch to that model, and it's not editable because it was outside of the scope of the story. So this is the thing here.
Okay. Got it. Cool. That'll be very nice to have. Okay.
And I actually restrained myself. I was, me and Christopher was pairing, and he goes like, but how do we edit this field? And I was just about to, let's just add a field to the form, But then we said, no, this is outside the scope. Let's be cool here, and we didn't implement any editing ability because we knew that there was this story in the backlog about the editor. So I'm proud of myself there.
You should be.
No, but you know how it is. It's so easy to just hack away, basically.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged. But anyway, not this time. Yes, well, that should cover it, I guess. Nice to have you with us, Mike. Hopefully, if this is your first time, now you heard us talk about certain stories and certain features that we are prioritizing, and you get a glimpse of what our workflow looks like. And if there's anything you're interested in Website 1, in terms of developing something, so you could grab ownership of a story or something, and work away.
Do you have any questions about perhaps this project or any other project? Because we have a few other ones like Osra and New one coming up, community portal. Local support is another fairly mature project. Yeah, you can also ask,
On
before we
Slack.
call it a day. Yeah,
Yeah.
on Slack or here.
Hmm.
I guess you can't speak, so it's typing either way.
Oh, Brian, there's another story that is prioritized by the client I see here in the backlog. The web interface for Mailer.
What?
We have a story request from about a web interface for a mailer. We have this mailer in place that we can send emails to our members, but there's no interface for it.
Right. Can we hold off voting on this one for a while until
Alright.
next week? Because I'm
Alright.
actually working on something similar at the moment, and I'll be in a better place to estimate it next week.
Sure, no problem. No problem.
But I'm not sure if it would be ideal to get this through out of inches. Anyway, I'll talk more about it next week.
Okie dokie. Cool beans.
Shall we keep it Tuesday? Shall we keep it on Tuesday?
Yeah. I changed that. Yeah, I changed it in events, so it's Tuesday 7:15 UTC. So yeah, I think it's a good time actually. It's a good time.
Nice. All right.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much. That should do it, I guess. Yeah. I see you when I see you, I guess. So let's terminate the broadcast. All right. Thank you very much. Live long and prosper.
Good night, everyone.